Also, a reminder that Mecklenburg County Park and Recreation is giving out free fans.
Yes, that starts tomorrow at 9 a.m. Folks 60 and older and then adults with disability income can register to get that free box fan.
Yeah. Certainly does help.
Can't imagine with no AC.
AC is what you need.
Yeah, the fan will help, but the problem is a lot of times when it's this humid and doesn't cool down at night, the fan doesn't do a whole lot. But so take it easy out there, and please, the next couple of weeks, it's going to get pretty hot out there. And oftentimes we'll hear people say, "Oh, it's just summer in the Carolinas," but remember, heat is the #1 killer of all weather phenomena, more than tornadoes, flooding, hurricanes, all combined. Heat is one of those things that just sneaks up on people and takes you off guard, and we see it every year. So Wednesday, expected hot, humid day tomorrow. That's just kind of a precursor to what's to come. Thursday, scattered storms with a weak front that will at least knock the humidity down for a day on Friday, but then the heat wave starts this weekend and really builds into next week. Quiet radar now. Now, whether it'll stay that way, there's some question. There's a pretty good line of storms developing back into Tennessee and Georgia. Now, this will not get here until later in the evening, well after sunset. There's some indications it might hold together enough to bring us a batch of storms, sometimes between 10 and 11 p.m. There's a chance that could happen. We'll keep an eye on it. Right now, I've got it in the forecast right around 9 to 10, 11 o'clock. So we'll see if that actually makes it here. But don't be surprised if there are some storms around late evening, overnight. And that's kind of the time frame you want them. But there's a look at what they could look like around 11 o'clock. So we saw that last night as well. Well after midnight, a good cluster of storms moved through. Wednesday, definitely a drier day. There's still going to be pop-up storms. It's hard to eliminate them completely from the forecast, even with a heat dome building over us. But on Thursday, probably more significant chance of some strong storms, even though they're not going to be widespread. There could be a couple strong ones, especially north as you go up towards the Virginia border. So we'll keep an eye on that. And then the heat just builds going into the weekend. So there's that heat dome. It's a giant mountain of air. And it's just not hot air. The actual fact that you have high pressure overhead pushing down creates heat in of itself. It suppresses cloud cover. It actually causes compressional heating. So it creates heat in of itself. It can actually be hotter under the heat dome than areas to the south because of that. So the heat risk, they'll be high tomorrow into the major range for Wednesday and Thursday, a little bit lower in the medium range for Friday, but then Saturday, Sunday, this is when things really ramp up into next week. And you can see that heat dome. There's a 90% chance of above normal temperatures. That's even by late June standards. You're talking 5-6 degrees above normal possibly. For us, that means mid-90s. So in some cases, 5-6 degrees above average for this time of year. Now, there will be minimal rain chances. Thursday night, probably the highest chance. And next week, you start to see the rain chances dip and then go back up. So even with the heat dome, there will be a pop-up storm or two, especially across the mountains and the foothills. The 7-day forecast shows low 90s being the cool point, and Friday probably the best day of the next 7. Look at the heat build this weekend, and next week, mid-90s. I wouldn't be shocked if some of those days we get up to 97, 98, but trust me, with the humidity levels, it'll feel like 100 to 105, and the morning lows only cooling down. It's the low and the mid-70s.